If you like the content and willing to support my effort, then please subscribe to my channel, give it a like and share it with everyone. Thank you. Hi everyone, so welcome to the series of chess shorts. In the series we look at the games that have been finished within 10 moves, sometimes much lesser than that. So today we're going to look at a game that has been played by an unknown player who is playing with the white pieces and Hans Bruning who is playing with the black pieces. The game was played in the city of Berlin in Germany in the year 1907 and it was probably an exhibition match where this game took place. We don't know anything about the players, but I found this game really interesting, and that's why I thought of coming up with this game in the series of chess shorts. So without further delay, let us dive into the game. White begins the game with d4, the queen's pawn opening, and black replies with d5. We are looking at c4, the queen's gambit, and black goes for e6, the queen's gambit declined on the board. And with this move e6, black has created a problem of this inactive light square bishop which has been blocked by the pawn, and in near future he needs to do something in order to activate this bishop. However, white goes for knight c3, developing this knight, and black goes for c5, the Tarrasch defense on the board. So what is the idea behind this c5 move? Well, as I have told earlier that black has a problem of this inactive light square bishop that he needs to free. That one of the possible ways to do that is to play b6 and fianchetto this bishop by bringing it to the b7 square. The other possible way is to force white to capture the d pawn so that he can capture back and his bishop is freed. Now how possibly black can do that? Here comes the Tarrasch defense move which goes like c5. Now in this position it is very much active. Black is directly challenging white's center and threatening white to destroy his center. And at the same time, on the very next move, it is mandatory for white to capture this d-pawn. The question is why? Suppose instead of capturing this d-pawn, here white goes for anything else, like say h3. Not a good move, but we are looking at that. On the next move, black can simply go for cd4 and the knight is threatened and white's center is really weak. On the next move, black is threatening to go for d into c4, and white is gonna lose all his control over the center, and that will not be good for white. And in this position, if you think as white that you can play knight b5, that is simply not possible. We're going to look why in a little while, because white went something similar to h3 however. So in this position the game should ideally proceed like cd, ed and then knight f3. Now black has activated both his bishops. He is enjoying a lot of space, but white has piece activity and white will try to manipulate this drawback with this backward d pawn, and white will try to enter the end game by winning this d pawn and eventually pawn promotion and winning the game overall. In the actual game, however, we see that white goes for a perfect move, like the perfect move, which you should never choose to go for. Okay. However, in the actual game, white plays bishop f4, maybe with the idea of developing this bishop first and then go for e3 or something. However, with this, the position is actually lost. It's simply devastating for white. Black continues the game with cd4, and with this move it's completely lost for white. Let us understand why. If you think that as white you can play knight b5, that is not possible, because there is a threat of bishop b4 check, and black will try to force white to play queen d2 and try to capture this queen on d2. Now you would say, what this bishop is doing here, it can come to d2 and save the day for white, but what black will do will first deflect this bishop and then go for bishop b4 check. So in this position black can simply go for a6, first attacking this knight. Knight into d4 is not possible because black then can go for e5, forking this bishop, and this knight, successfully deflecting this bishop and force white to play bishop e5, and then black can go for bishop b4 check. Queen d2 is the only move in this position to save the day, and then black can go for bishop into d2 check, winning this queen. And if you think that this bishop is defending the c7 square, and white can simply go for a classic fork with knight c7 check, attacking the king and the rook. This is also not possible because that is something black is willing to do. Black is first gonna capture this knight, deflect this bishop, forcing it to capture this queen, and then go for bishop b4 check, right? So black will first capture this knight, queen into c7, and after bishop into c7, deflecting this bishop, then again black can go for bishop b4 check. After the only move, queen d2, bishop into d2 check, and this pawn is also hanging. After king into d2, d into c4, black is now up by 2 pawns, and it is simply not possible for white to save the day. So coming back to the actual game, here white goes for a worse move, which is bishop into b8, capturing this knight, and black goes for d into c3. Now this white bishop is hanging on b8. If white choose to capture his pawn, then simply rook into b8. White is now down by an entire piece. So in this position, b into c3 is not possible, and white goes for bishop e5, but then black goes for c into b2, and the game is completely lost. If white captures this pawn, then again bishop b4 check is there. Bishop c3 is not possible simply because this bishop is hanging, and after capturing this bishop, the only move is queen d2. So in this position, the only move is queen d2 anyway, and after bishop into d2 check, king into d2, this pawn is hanging. So after d into c4 check, the position is completely lost for white. So going back to the actual position, if in this situation white choose to defend this b4 square by playing bishop c3, that is also not possible because this rook is under attack. And after b into a1, queen into a1, white has created a battery on this long a1 h8 diagonal, but that simply can be saved with knight f6. And after this pawn is also hanging, and after d into c4, on the next move, black is gonna play knight f6 anyway, weakening this battery on this long a1 h8 diagonal. So on this sixth move of black, which is c into b2, we see that white resigns the game and black is winning. However, with this, we are coming to the end of the video. I am taking your leave. See you next time.